I always knew that he worked without a script, and he always built the whole story around the characters, and that also with the mind of who is playing the character. So everything is built from zero, and from one scene it would inspire him to the next and the next and the next. And it took me a long time to really forgive him for being like that, if you will, because at first I really found that, why do you have to make films like that? Why can't you get it all prepared and then we start shooting, instead of having 30, 40 people on set every day waiting for you to be inspired? But then after a while, I realized there's nothing I can do about it. That's his style. And to love him as a director or as a friend, you just have to accept that that's the way he is. And in the end, I think that's the magic of his films. That's where it all comes from, because that's him, his character. And it creates the kind of sexiness or the spontaneous feeling in his films because of his ways.
Actually, I don't have that kind of frustration, because I've been working with Kar-wai for quite a long time, and I get used to his way of making movies. So actually, it's quite easy for me. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to think too much, because I don't know anything about the story. So I just have to live in the character and just be myself, and that's all.
I think Tony had a better attitude towards that because he knew right from the beginning what's going to happen. He worked on his last film and the film before. For me, it's been almost 10 years since Days of Being Wild, and as Ashes of Time doesn't count because I was there just for 2 days. And that's why it took me really much longer to adapt to that way again. And I used to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day
I say, what's going on? What is my character? Can you tell me more? I just need to work on this. Give me some space. And I'll speak to Tony about that, because there's no one else who can share that frustration with me. And he was just like, chill out, relax. Just do as you're told and stop asking questions. I said, how come you don't care? But he says it's not about caring. There's just nothing you can do. And there's no point in asking, because he'll give you an answer which will not be the answer in the end. He'll just say it to shut me up or something. So in the end, I stopped asking questions, and I found it actually quite easy to work that way, when you just do it with your instincts on the set at that moment and just let it flow and not be prepared.